Sanje Shenla Mede Burwaye Rogan Namda Jende Jewar Jo Guzon Yonzo Lame So Nam La Sen San Son De Jin Ye Jin Ju Dali Long Ju Nan Se Yong Ye La La Min Yogen Edo Zar De Zo Nong Gururina Mandala Bunza Manga Samandra Sawarina Samaye Jam Danger Domin Zamlin Jin Chakbe Tongsom Yong La Chap Sume Jarwan Dorjin Chang Panje Den Gombe Shavlande Teta de Samje Chule Mi Sinje Loje Tuje Jin Nyinga Mimba Sarne Chang Semti Dara de Dobar Zinji Lo Semje Namje Samba Dan Loye Zeda Jeda War Chechong de Mong de Baye Chijeng Golo Gorde Zo Rangi Lodi Dimye Dendara Nyadara Namda Rapsarwa Jinye Donggen Jiyen Zizar Nyeje Doga Lingwam Zeng Kanda Sibe Zonra Mare Menda Dongar Jizerwe Roso Genla Beje Tarze Yenla Choje Yandin Song Rotar Jedro Nyemong Nyelong Leje Jadro Dronze Cheng Mare Minzera Dongara Nyuga Jinye Jonze Raja Nam Done Dajen Sabjen Tarsen Yondin Lezo Jarse Ge Jeta Jedan Junye Jend Dalo Minzera Chulande On Arapasanade On Arapasanade On Arapasanade On Arapasanade On Arapasanade On Arabazanade, 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 on Wange Shorema, 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 on Wange Shorema. You who are the perfect youthful body, whose flame of wisdom blazes, and dispel the darkness of ordeal ignorance, are posted before you in the praise to Manjushiri. Yone Gurlin Chanwa Bo Ishi Drome Raden Bar Jiktin Tomo Minsarwa Jambara Yangla Sansar Tu Dongge Duje Shaje Reisen Zhong Jinje Medo Deje Bongjomba Serje Lembo Davre Jiberge Shaje Jarbe Jala Guzanzer Dorjin Janjin Delo Narodan Marba Mala Chije Gamboba Amo Chuba Jarwa Indigombe Kaju Lama Namla Zorwande Jagaru Benjin Bola Gadin Eman Jungne Galan Dendrome Dada Lano Zimbe Gane Orjin Rambo Jela Sorwande Romain Chiche Yenje Bodang Nete Som Sanje Genje Ngovo Ransen Chike Ngozon Donze Bezawe Lame Jala Sorwande Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. So, Bardo, hearing liberation, we have introduction and the middle main teaching and conclusion. So we are in the main teaching. Main teaching has three major sections. Bardo of death, Bardo of reality, Bardo of becoming the bird, Bardo of birth. So we finished the first two. Right now we are in the third, Bardo of becoming and the Bardo of birth. So this, I think if you have the same page, it's like 311 page. So then in this section, we already introduction laws, informations, the when we are in the Bardo. So we have so many diversity kind of individual has experience. So when this experience arises, we have to understand that everything is actually kind of a delusion and dreaming and also our own manifestation. So does it matter positive experience arise or negative experience arise? So we have to bring equanimity, no attached to positive experience, no hatred to, no fear to the negative experience. Good is, we study in this Bardo hearing liberation, and also we have the many Dzogchen Mahamudra instructions. So use these instructions during in the Bardo, so we can, or this Bardo experience can transform. The Bardo experience is a delusion. The problem is we know knowing is a delusion. We, seeing all the same samsaric beings are seeing the Bardo perception as a truth and rare. So that's why we have so much fear and frightening in the Bardo. So due to that, we all lose, liberation ability or opportunities. So that's why most important is when we have this experience, we have to recognize it's a delusion. So same is like you have very fear for the snakes, and you see snakes in your bed, you extremely fear. Then someone said, this is no snake, it is just, colorful ropes, something. And then naturally your fear is gone because you recognize it's no snake there. It's always your delusion. You recognize, all fear is naturally gone. So same, when we are in the Bardo, we have so much this experience arising. So every experience we have to recognize is a delusion, dissolve into the, emptiness or nature state or nature mind, or transform to the Guru's body or Yadam deity's form body. So that's we have to apply, in the Bardo our practice. So that's why before we go into the Bardo, we are before die. Right now we are in the living Bardo. So it's very good. We have this study opportunity, Bardo, knowing all this, when we get into the Bardo state. So in this instruction, also, of course, we can perform into other Bardo beings, but most important, we have to know, when we get in the Bardo, have to navigate ourselves, use this practice, like, our own protection. So very important. So then the last week we talk about, Bardo being is very sensitive. So due to that, there, also Bardo being has a clairvoyance. So their clairvoyance not really benefit for them. Is that clairvoyance create more, unhappy feeling, sadness feeling, negative feeling create. So that's why, we sharing the Bardo beings. Just, actually, of course, disease. So change the perceptions. Don't get negative part. Try to change your, perception is positive, and look to the positive way, not looking to the negative way. So that's the instruction. Because if Bardo beings pick up the negative way, then due to that, even there has a good karma to take birth higher realms, but due to the negative, condition or the strong negativity arise in that moment of the mind and the disease, they can go down lower realms. So even disease has a negative karma can be go down, but in the moment, important section, so intersection area, due to the positive perception create or transform positive perceptions, transform to the Bardo disease, also can take birth to the higher realms. So that's why, when we get in the Bardo, we have to create always positive perceptions. So that positive perception, when we get in the Bardo, I think it's also hard to do that if we don't practice that in our right now we are in the living Bardo. So right now we are in the living Bardo. I think we have to create, always good how to say the experience or negative is transformed to the positive way. So create like more rejoice rather than jealousy. So looking to the person's quality, not digging the negative parts. So that helps, I think, when we get in the Bardo disease. So, that kind of habituate, when we get in the Bardo, we always can pick up the positive parts, quality. So then, long as pick up positive quality, we don't get, jealousy and anger, upset. So we don't get negative feelings. So when we pick up the positive quality, due to that, you feel joy, happy, and can be arise devotion, can be arise, love and compassion. So that positive energy liberating in the Bardo. So that's why important right now we are in the living Bardo. So during the living Bardo, we always judgmental people, but or just sometimes not really mind saying negative, just sometimes like mouth saying something, but that's I think is like happening often. But strongly your mind, pick up the person's negative parts. So if we create that strong karma in this life, then when we get in the Bardo, so we cannot pick up the positive parts. Even spiritual person come to do this hearing liberation for us. So then spiritual person also not 100% realizer. It's not a Buddha. So that's why, can have 10% negative parts, even 90% positive. So you pick up the 10% negative is very strongly, then spiritual person also cannot liberate for us. So that's why I think important is, when we are in the living Bardo, we always have to pick up the positive, positive like qualities, looking to the person's qualities. We digging the negative parts and easily arise anger, easily comes, upset. So easily we create negative emotions. If we pick up the positive part, then easily we create, love and kind. So that's why, in the Bardo, we pick up the positive qualities, spiritual beings easily arise devotion. So devotion is liberating in the Bardo. Okay, so when we are in the Bardo, so we pick up the other people like our loved ones, conduct is pick up the positive way, then arise love and compassion. So the love, compassion liberate us. If we pick up the, negative way, then lose devotion, lose trust, and so then of course like upset, anger, emotion arise. The anger, emotion, take us to the lower realms. So that's why I see liberation is, actually come from our energy. So compassion, love, bodhicitta, no attachment, like recognize impermanence, recognize delusion, devotion. So control the, our mind. So these are the qualities liberating us. When this energy come into our own mind, so the energy liberating us. Then of course, on the other hand, like jealousy, pride, or this, anger, attachment, ignorance, these negative feelings taken to the lower realms. So that's why we use object supports. Then support object, we have to pick up the positive part, no negative part. So that's why it's right now we are in the living part, though I think very important in our life. We always look to persons good quality parts, and create something like rejoice ourselves. Someone doing, good things for others, always try to create rejoice, looking to the positive part. Then that helps, that karmic imprints helps when we get in the Bardo. So that's why here says, okay, child of Buddha nature. In short, since your awareness during this intermediate state lacks any material support, so, Bardo being don't have physical form body. So we already talked a lot, it's only mental form. So that's why they don't have a state lacks any mental material supports, physical form. It is lacked and volatility, and therefore whatever virtues or no virtues perceptions arise, these are very powerful. So no virtue perception, anger, something arise, very powerful, take to right moment there is lower realms. It's devotion, compassion arise, that the perception take to right moment there is a higher realms or liberation. So right now we are in the living Bardo. So we arise negativity, anger, emotions, or positive love, compassion arise, but we don't fear that much because we have physical support, this form body, not easily blow away. So think about when cannot blow right now our body because we have physical support. And without the physical support, when can blow away very fast, easily. So this karmic imprints easily blow and the Bardo beings because they don't have physical material support. It is like and volatility, and therefore, so whatever virtue or no virtue perceptions arise, these are very powerful. That's the reason do not be absorbed by no virtues thoughts. So this important instruction when we get in the Bardo, okay, when we have become disease, do not be absorbed by no virtuous thoughts. So we have to create positive thoughts, virtuous thoughts. mind create, love, kind, and create devotion. Call to mind the virtuous practice of your past. So also we can call, like our practice, past life, and we're doing something right now, and they use this practice and teaching in the Bardo. Even if you do not engage in a virtuous practice during your life, maintain purity of perception and deep devotion. So, in this during this lifetime, we don't have teaching instruction that much. Then this is like some Bardo beings don't have. We have right now. I think we have. So we have to record our case. We have to record all this instruction and teachings. But some people don't have that, teaching. So then they can create devotion to the spiritual beings. So pray to your meditation deity or to Mahakarunikana. And then that person can call, like devotion to the Chinrezig. So this example, like generally Buddhist, no practitioners. Generally Buddhist example in Tibet, every single beings can chant the Mana Mantra. Every people chant the Mana Mantra. That usually they talk about when you can say mother's name, then the child can chant Mana Mantra. So the child when can say like Papa, Mama, something like that, can hold that name in Tibet. So then the child can chant Mana Mantra. So that's why the people regularly, just generally, not practitioners, public, they have a very strong devotion to Chinrezig. So everyone can chant the Mana Mantra. So they don't have these instructions. So then they can call, like devotion to the Chinrezig and the chant Mana Mantra. So that's why here says, even if did not engage virtue practice during your life, maintain purity of perception and deep devotion. So pray to your meditation deity or to Mahakarunikana and pray to the Chinrezig. And with a powerful longing, repeat the following aspiration of prayer. So the person can chant very strong, calling to the Jedam deity, ask to help. And so strong can pray to the Mahakarunika Chinrezig. Then how do they have to call? This is the instruction. No, when are wrong alone. Means like when we are in the Bardo, we don't have siblings, we don't have friends, anyone there. So that's what wrong alone. Separate from the loved ones. Are and married images of emptiness arise. So all this, forms, empty is arise the form. So the married image of emptiness arise means like all this form is arise like due to our own karma, or we say our own habituate karmic imprint is arise the form. So that form is arise, but it actually emptiness, not truly exists. But in the Bardo, these beings, they don't recognize that. Naturally manifesting. May the Buddhas quickly release the power of their compassion. So when this, Bardo, our own perception arising, so this we have to call the Buddha, enlightened beings, as blessing. Power of Buddha blessing can release all this our negative perception in the Bardo. That's why release the power of their compassion. Due to the Buddha's compassion, Bardo being disease can release negative perception also, or whatever the appearance arising can release. And may the fear of the awesome and terrifying intermediate state be annulled. So calling this, Yadam deity is also three jewels. So ask them, help release our fears. When I experience suffering as a result of negative past actions, so, and due to our negative emotion, like, past life, and so that's makes in this very strong negative perception. I mean, in the Bardo we have more fears. So negative is arising the very strong this appearances. So that's why 1 minute. So I have a little distraction here. Okay, so now when the result of negative past actions, so may the meditational deity Mahakarunikana dispel such misery. So we're calling the Yadam deity, or the negative appearance is release, dispel such misery. And as natural song of reality, reverberates like 1,000 pairs of thunder. May all songs be transformed into the resonance of the 6 syllable Om Mani Padme Hum. So, this prayer is just, same like that usually we do the practice of Yadam deity. All this form, seeing form is transformed to the Buddha's form. And all the hearing song is transformed to the mantra. So same, when we get in the Bardo, so you can call the Yadam deity, especially here, Mahakarunika Chinrezek. So Chinrezek is become, all the forms become Chinrezek, transformed. So then in the Bardo, like the song is very strong. So it's not pleasant due to, if someone has a negative, karma in the past life. So due to that, the song also not pleasant in the Bardo. Of course, the seeing form is not pleasant. So that's why, the Bardo being, if we can call the Buddha, Chinrezek, or from the, no that great, the for perception, the not pleasant form is transformed to the Chinrezek's form body. Or the not pleasant song is transformed to the Manu Mantra. So if can do that, then this Bardo disease also can liberate themselves there. So that's why just each instruction here is going on all the time, going on, when whatever arises in the Bardo, different states. And as we also, telling this disease, this teaching, we can chant to the disease, chanting, we chanting usually for the disease. We can chant, use this hearing liberation 49 days. So, we're telling the disease, called the Chinrezek. The form is transformed to Chinrezek, song is all transformed to the Manu Mantra. And during in the lifetime, if we're doing this practice, then we have ability to do in the Bardo. So all this, negative form can transform to the Chinrezek form body. All the negative song is transformed to the Chinrezek's mantra, Om Mani Padme Hum. So long as we have the ability possible, so then we have ability to liberate. Then next, so also this is a supplication to the Yadam deity. When I am driven on by past action, negative karma, I'm able to find a refuge. So due to the negative action, past life negative action, very hard to, protection, find a refuge. May the great compassion of Mahakaruna protect me. We call the Chinreze, please protect me. And as I experience the suffering of habitual tendency and past actions. So then, and us also experience the suffering of habitual tendency and past action. So due to the past life negative action, so that habitual tendency and past action disease extremely suffering in the Bardo. So then that time, we can record this practice. So if we using this instruction for the disease, then we're telling the disease, please, rest in your mind, meditate. So may the meditative stability of inner radiance and bliss naturally arise. Saying this aspirational prayer with ordained longing. So with saying this prayer again to to the disease, I think sharing to them. In our case, when we have this past action due to the negative past action, karmic influence, so we get experience the suffering in the Bardo, then we have to recall our meditation practice. So inner radiance and blessed nature arise means like recognize true nature mind, look to the nature mind, be in the nature states, So this is the aspiration of prayer with ordained longing. Then it will certainly lead you on to the path. If long as you have these two abilities, taking to the path. So first one is to practice Yadam deity, calling the Yadam deity. And the form is transformed to the Buddha's form, song is transformed to the mantra. And this second instruction is also, when we have these negative actions, extremely suffering in the Bardo, so we recall our own Mahamudra meditation practice and recognize our own true nature. So if we have that ability, will certainly lead you on to the path. Then be absolutely certain that this aspirational prayer will not deceive you. Yeah. So the point is, the be absolutely certain that this aspirational prayer will not deceive you. So possible, we have ability to meditate. I mean, the liberation. This is the most important. Through these words, the disease will regain his or her focus and recognition will occur. Then liberation will be attained. So still liberation is possible, all this each sections, liberation is possible. In the Bardo, so these beings, we don't know how long they stay in the Bardo. Some can stay really long time, some can be stay short time. Generally here, talking about 49 days, Bardo beings stay in the Bardo experience arising for the disease. So, each disease has a different kind of experience, but long as this disease has like practice past life, then someone, sharing these instructions, this disease, have ability to, I think, lots of chance, like kind of an opportunity, like maybe 90%, 80% to liberation. So that's why disease will regain his or her focus and the recognition will occur. Then liberation will be attained. So of course, generally, most people know any instruction during the living time. They know any, instruction in the Bardo. So no opportunity to liberation. Just go to more stages to where that follow by the karma. So our case, I think we have a good opportunity to liberation. Even we don't have a liberation ability in this lifetime, but we have opportunity to liberate in the Bardo. Because this instruction is very clear, very powerful. So we use this in teaching, practice in this lifetime. When we are getting the Bardo, so we, recall our practice. So use that. And also we can request someone to, give this hearing liberation instruction. So all this comes together. I think we have a very high level opportunity to liberation. So then obstruction on the womb entrances. So this next section more is for, practice, create obstruction of the womb entrances. So this is looking to the, form body, feature form body. They're very strongly seeking feature form body. They're looking to that. So that's why the disease, looking to the feature form body. And then that's why they try to go into the womb, entrance into the womb. So some of these instructions helps block the entering to the womb, mother's womb. So that's why obstruction of the womb entrances. Even though this instruction may have been given many times, due to the potency of strong negative past actions, recognition may be difficult. So someone who has very strong negative karma still could be, lost these all opportunities. It is very beneficial, therefore, to repeat the introduction many times. So that's why we can, share this instruction many times for the disease. Again, therefore, calling to the disease by name. So we have to call the name. You should say the following words at least 3 times. So we have to calling this disease name and saying these words is 3 times. So all child of Buddha nature, if you have not taken to heard the introduction which has gone before from now on, so many instructions already been given. So some disease due to the strong negative karma, the instruction didn't benefit, no liberation to the disease which has gone before from now on. So then the body of your past life will grow more faint, and the body of your next life will grow more vivid. See, this is the happening for the disease become. So, disease has transforming their mind. So transforming is, like we usually talk about the 49 days, Bardo beings stay in the 49 days in the Bardo. So first 23, 4 days, the Bardo disease has more experience is past life. So after 23 days, then go to future life karma imprints, more strong and strong. Future, life will grow more vivid. So at this, you will be dismayed and you will think. So then when that happening, they forget all the past life, memories, and then they shift to the, mind, everything is karmic imprints is more future life, karma. So that's the reason, we forget the past life. Because you see here is like gone, past, like is slowly become, forgetting. Will grow more faint, and the body of your next life will grow more vivid. It means like future lives become more strong and strong karmic imprints. So when this is happening, right now we are in the human beings. So we have karmic imprints, perception, everything is human beings. We like all the human beings, what, they like to eat, which kind of wear clothes, human being perception is very strong right now for us. So future life go to different life can be, that perception is strong and strong. If we taking birth to maybe animal realms, example cow, so the cow karmic imprint is strong and strong. So we forget the human beings karmic imprint perceptions. And then cow karmic imprint perceptions become strong. Like that's why, we cannot eat the grass, but like the karmic imprint is strong and the strong grass is more become effort to the future life's food, more delicious food. So that's the why, future life will grow more vivid. If the cow is dying, the cow is taking birth to the human beings, then cow, the grass taste, cow's karmic imprint perception is gone slowly, and then after next life going to human beings body, so human beings karmic imprint perceptions become strong and strong. So that's why here it says, next life will grow more vivid. At this, you will be dismayed and you will be think. Then that moment, Bardo being always have very strong thoughts or thinking or wanting or desires. So then desire is, I am experiencing such misery. So the Bardo being recognized, I'm experiencing such misery. They think they don't have physical form. So that's why, mind is so cannot really stay. It's easily blow away, like same as birds feather in the wing. So mind is blown by the karmic perception imprints. So that's the reason then Bardo being has experiencing such misery. So that's the reason they really want to form body. No, I will look for whatever kind of body I can find. So that's thoughts arise for the disease. When these thoughts arise, this desire arise, then they can take wrong birth. So that's why, in this instruction is very important. No going to take birth to wrong direction. So thinking in this way, you will move haphazardly and randomly towards whatever may appear. And consequently, the sex life indicative of the sex realm of a living being were drawn. So this Bardo being ready to take the birth, very strongly seeking the form body, no patience. So of course, then no control. They don't have enough meditation control. They don't have patience to read, like looking to right form body. So that's why, they can take future life randomly towards whatever may appear, whatever like appear to like opportunity they fear, and that go into the conscious to the womb and take birth. So, and consequently, then that term is like consequently the sex like indicative of the sex realm of living beings, where drawn means we talked in the reality Bardo. So that term, like all this wisdom light is arising very strongly. In this case, no wisdom light, only this Bardo beings, sex realms, the light is arising all the time. Because the disease has always this, sex realms karma and the perception very strong. The living beings were drawn. So this is six realm. I mean, the light rather is we already talked in the reality part, though we don't have to talk again. So different six, different color, and the light is arising all the time. And according to your past actions, the light of the realm into which you are to be born will shine the most of all. See, this light, six different kind of lights. It's the same as like you get in the intersection, six different road directions, six different directions. So you don't know which direction you're going to take, but karma, is which one is more strong. That direction is become more visible. Other is looks like more dim and like no looks like great. So that's why the karma taking you to the the which I mean the karma is arising, which ram karma is arising. So that is more effort to the disease. And according to your past actions, the leg of the ram into which you are to be born will shine the most of all. So that leg is very strongly arising to you. So then here is like more explained. So which kind of leg arise? Or child of Buddha nature lesson, what are these six lights? You may ask. So no, is this given to instruction to the disease? So that's why, this kind of a Bardo being, I think they don't have really clearly anything arise reality Bardo. So no, that's why in this Bardo being has this six lights is arising. So we have to give instruction to the disease. A draw white light indicative of the realm of the gods will arise. See, white is God's realm. A draw red light indicative of the realm of the anti-gods will arise. So it's jealousy gods. Red is. And the draw blue light indicative of the human realm will arise. And the draw green light indicative of the animal realm will arise. So draw yellow light indicative of the realm of the anguish spirits will arise, hungry ghosts. And the draw smoky light indicative of the realm of the hell beings will arise. These six lights will emerge, and at this time, so your present body will taking on the color of light of the realm into which you are to be born. So see, this six round karmic, perceptions arise these six different kind of lights. So this light is more detail already we talked in the reality Bardo. So you know like they're going through this enlightened beings, lights with follow this samsara six realms lights together. And so this each light color take to the different realms. So which realm we have a karmic perception is strong, and we go to that light is more effort, go to that directions. So that's why your present body will take on the color of the light of the realm into which you are to be born. So when this light comes, we have to stop, I think, stop the warm birth. So how can we stop the warm birth is all child of Buddha nature. At this juncture, the essential points of the oral instructions are extremely important. So these instructions are very important at the moment. meditate on the light that draws us being, Mahakarunukana. So doesn't matter which light is arising. So we giving this instruction to the disease, meditate Mahakarunukana Chinrezai. So these 6 realms, lights cannot, we are taking to the samsara birth, or, long as we meditate Chinrezai form body, and then the taking birth womb is going to naturally stopped. So that's why, very important instruction section or moment we have to meditate Mahakarunukana Chinrezai. So meditate on the thought that when the light dawns, it is Mahakarunukana. So when these lights arise, and then we have to think that light is Chinrezai form body. So this is the most profound creature point, very important creature point. And also here says Mahakarunukana is Chinrezai, but which yadam you practice. So that yadam that we have to recall and have to visualize and meditate. So this moment perform creature point. It is extremely important, very, very important section, because this oral instruction obstructs birth. So long as you have ability to, meditate yadam deity, then, womb birth is become blocked. So that's the reason this, this oral instruction obstructs the birth. So stop the 6 realms birth there. So now we're sharing to this for the disease. So this is like right moment there, visualize Chinrezai, and they can stop the taking birth to the 6 realms. Then alternatively, you should meditate for a long time on your meditation deity. So we have to call our own yadam deity and pray and meditate a very long time. We have to meditate long time. So this, we have to, of course, our case, we have to connect with, in the lifetime, more connect with to the yadam deity. Whichever it may be, so which yadam deity we have a connection, that's the yadam deity we have to meditate much ever we can long time. Meditate on the deity appearing like on illusion, completely free from inherent existence. So when we meditate yadam deities, we have to meditate, visualize is yadam deities transparency, and the form is the same as illusion, same as rainbow body, rainbow lights, free from this inherent existence. So same is like moon reflection into the water. You see it clearly, but the moon is, not truly inherently exist. Same when we bring the yadam in the mind, so we visualize vividly, clearly, and the yadam is no inherently physically exist, like cannot be meditated same as a statue and the tanka. So its brain is like, vividly present. So that's the kind of, in this technology, you can create a lot. In the zone, we can, use like virtual background. So you come close and then you go so like far away, it's dispelling. It's emptiness. Empty is a form arising. Form is empty. Empty is arising. The form is dissolved to the emptiness. So that's kind of, we have to visualize, meditate. This is called the practice of the pure illusion like a body. So we meditate, visualize this yadam deity form is same as, illusion form body. So accordingly, dissolve the form of the meditation deity from the extremities inwards until it disappears completely. So in the Bardo, these 6 realms, like arising. So we call our own yidam and meditate. So all these 6 realms, karma, perception is transformed to the until deity's form body. And then deity also dissolve into the emptiness, deity's form. So that's where we have to practice, meditate deity from the extremities inwards until it's disappeared completely. And abide in the resultant state of emptiness and the radiance. Then we go to think about the dissolution meditation states. Yidam deity is dissolved into the space or dissolved to ourselves. Then we have become dissolved to the syllable. Syllable dissolved to from bottom to the nada, and the top is dissolved to the emptiness. So that's usually we meditate a dissolution stage. And here also we similarly, like Yidam deity, meditate, visualize, is dissolved to empty. And then same time, we look into our own natural mind. So that's in this instruction, meditate on deity from and abide in the resultant state of emptiness and radiance. So have to stay in the own known door and the natural mind, where nothing at all substantially exists, and where there is no subjective apprehension. So they don't have any physically, exist form. And the form is like Yidam deity's form, we visualize the same as, here is a delusion form, and then dissolve to empty, and at that moment looking to our own nature, meditate. So resting on our own nature. That's where there's no subjective apprehension. So the moment, no subjective apprehension. The main point is meditate into the Mahamudra states. Okay, so that's a very important instruction. So then meditate yet again on the meditation of deity. So we have to meditate again the Yidam deity. Meditate again on the inner radiance. So here giving 2 instructions, just very important 2 instructions, liberation. Meditate yet again on the meditation of deity is, same as in the reality, Bardo. So we have to meditate Yidam deity much ever we can when this form is appear to the, negative way to, object of fear. So we have to transform to the Yidam deity's form. The song is transformed to the mantra. Then meditate again on the inner radiance. So also, Yidam is dissolved to emptiness, looking into our own nature. Meditate, we can meditate then inner radiance, like natural ripa. So meditate alternately in this way. So we does this practice again and again. And after this, dissolve your awareness itself from the extremities inwards into emptiness and radiance. So this practice we does again and again. Then nature is dissolved, kind of same as like the space. So dissolve your awareness itself from the extremity inward like on true nature, dharmakaya, into emptiness and radiance. So wherever there is a space, there is awareness. So the natural ripa is dissolved into the dharmakaya, empty. So then where there is a space, there's awareness, means there is the natural ripa. So natural ripa is progressively same as the space become. Wherever there is awareness, there is the Buddha body of reality. So Buddha body of reality, Dharmakaya. The main point is, I think, we dissolve all this yadam, that is space, emptiness, and you meditate, look into your own awareness, nature. Nature is you seeing emptiness. So inseparable with the same is like space, kind of empty, same as space, nature. Then nature is become same as a space. The space is also become inseparable with awareness, nature riba. Whenever there is awareness, then there is the Buddha body of reality, emptiness. Abide nakedly, therefore, in the state of the unimpeded Buddha body of reality, free from conceptual elaboration. Abiding in this state, birth will be obstructed and Buddhahood will be attained. So the main point is your minds just stay in the natural Dharmakaya. So the natural Dharmakaya is pervasive, same as space. So you're be in the nature Dharmakaya emptiness, then that practice 100% obstacle to the birth. So that's why obstructed and the Buddha hold will be attained. Obstacle to the take birth to samsara and become disease, have opportunity to 100% liberation to Dharmakaya again. So that's also another way, So instruction is often and often apply again and again. Just, make sure disease lose opportunity another state and giving you again instruction again and again. So this our instruction most important is to see practice Yadam Deity generation stage and meditate Mahamudra. So this two is always in the most important because dependent individual practitioners level. Some practice always Yadam Deity, so that person has ability to all the appearance can be transformed to the Yadam Deity's form. Or practice meditate Mahamudra, that can be in the control of the mind and be in the suchness nature. So you don't focus and fears, thoughts, or dissolve into the nature. So that's why they have opportunity, ability to liberation. Then another, yet those are familiar with the meditative experience and those very weak in the practice will not be able to understand and apply the above introduction. So many beings, of course, still no ability to liberation. Once again overcome by confusion, they will wander towards the womb entrances. So then this disease can be go to the mother's womb. So thus the teaching which obstruct the womb entrance become of great importance, and you should once again. So still, not giving up and use this instruction for the disease. Call to the disease by name and say the following words. So we're calling the disease name and saying this instruction again. So, child of Buddha nature, if you have not attained recognition as a result of the introduction which have gone before them, so all these instructions didn't recognize, so based on the potency of your past actions, due to the past karma, past love karma actions, the perception will arise that you are moving upwards. So this is as this, experience arising, moving upwards. So same is like human beings, upwards. Or moving horizontally or moving downwards at this occurs. So then the second thing is the moving horizontally is like same as animals. So that kind of feeling arises to the Bardo, that person is going to take birth to the animal realms. Then of course the Bardo being disease perception where arises that you are moving upwards is become taken to the birth of human beings. Then Bardo being has a perception where arises is like downwards, moving downwards at this echoes. So that is then going taken to the lower realm, hell realms. That kind of experience comes, then you should meditate on Mahakarunakana, remember this. So giving instruction to the disease, when you have that perception, meditate Mahakarunakana. So that perception is you taking, birth, that taking birth higher realm or maybe lower realm, either one. So that's why this, Bardo being disease has this experience arising. So, moving upwards or horizontally or downwards at the echo. You should meditate on Mahakarunaka, remember this. Yet again, as described before, the experience will arise of being pursued by the wire winds, blizzards, hair or fogs. So of course this Bardo being has many experiences arising. So there's some Bardo being has this experience like where winds, blizzards, hairs or fogs, arising the perception. So and a crowd of people, and you will be trying to escape. Those who are lacking in merit will experience that they are falling towards a place of suffering. So this is the don't have enough accumulation merit, then the disease fear is like this negative feelings, perception arise. That's why who don't have enough accumulation merit, those who are lacking in merit will experience that they are falling towards a place of suffering. Those with merit will experience arriving at a place of happiness. So who has a good accumulation merit, and then their fears, the experience, they arrive in the happy place, joy place. So that's the Bardo being's perception, coming during in this intermediate state. So this experience, the main point is the taking the birth, karmic imprints. So that's why instruction giving is obstacle to the warm birth. Obstacle means like positive obstacle. This could be doing positive obstacle to the disease. Positive obstacle block the warm birth. So, a child of Buddha nature, know at this point, the son of the environment into which you are to be born. So, on one amongst the four continents will arise. So, Bardo being going to take birth to human beings. Human being has 4 different continents. So that's why this perception, disease perception has a, different perception because it's which container you're going to take your future life. So that perception is arising. So that's why here is like introducing to the disease, don't go wrong continents. You're going to take birth, but take birth to right continents, not wrong continents. So specifically for this moment, there are many profound essential points of oral instructions. In this case, there's so many actually different kinds, so many instruction has. So of course, this many instructions, they have many different kinds of instructions. All this instruction helps for the disease can choose, right future life, right continents. So that's why here many perform essential points of oral instructions, how to pick up the right form body. Therefore, letting know without the distraction. So if a disease has a distraction, they cannot hear. That's why, we're telling the disease without the distraction, listen to me. Even though previously you have not taken to heart the essential instructions introduced to you, you can do so now. So see, we're telling the disease like so far, so many instructions we're giving, you didn't have take really the instructions in your heart. So that's why you know it's falling to in this state. So now you're going to take the birth. If you take the wrong place, immeasurable is suffering. So that's why we giving introduced to you, you can do so now. So then disease can use this instruction that can go to, right continents. For even those whose practice is a very vague, can understand and apply one of the following essential instructions. So even someone don't have good accumulation merit or practice, but still they can pick up the followed by instructions. So let's say no without the distraction. At this stage, it is extremely important that you carefully employ the methods for obstructing the womb entrances. So this instruction is, of course, important, extremely important. The reason is this is like very important critical point. They're stuck. So that's the reason, this instruction can transform, change the directions. You carefully employ the method for obstructing the womb entrance. So this really helps, obstructing to the womb entrances. Principally, there are two such methods of obstruction. So two important instructions for these 6 realms block the womb because they have a different birth. That we talk about the 4th birth. The 4th birth is become, 2 major, the important. So that's the reason we need 2 such method for obstructions. We have to share these 2 obstructions. So these 2 obstructions, these are the first, the method which obstruct the person who is to enter the womb. So person who going to go into the taking the birth, and the second, the method which obstruct the womb which is to be entered. I say these 2 instructions. So these 2 instructions is, one is like the person who going into the womb, so they can change mind, change their perception. And the disease itself change their own perception. So then block the, entering to the womb. another is, second is the matter which obstruct the womb, which is to be entered. So block the womb, womb is transformed. Not the seeing the, ordinary womb. So that's the reason when we meditate Yadam deity, so we have to visualize the lotus seat, sun and the moon. So that's the block, entering to the womb. I think that's why here is second, the matter which obstruct the womb, which is to be entered. First one is, transform the subject. Second one is transform the object. The oral teaching for the method which is obstruct the person who is to enter the womb is as follows. First, the way, this instruction is for the person. So person who going into the womb body, so the person's perception is very transformed. Is all child of Buddha nature, called to the disease by name. So we have to call the disease name. So we telling the disease, visualize, know your meditation or deity, whichever it may be, with vibrance. So we're telling the disease, called your yadam, meditate. Then the yadam is whichever it may be with vibrance, meditate on the deity as vividly apparent, yet completely lacking in apparent existence. So same we already talked. Like the, like the reflection of the moon in water. So we meditate the Yadam deity. So Yadam deity form is the same as the moon reflection in the water, vividly, clearly present, but it is not truly inherently exist. If you do not have a specific meditation deity, so the disease don't have a specific Yadam deity, then visualize the Lord Mahakarunakana again with great vibrance. So we're telling the disease, okay, if you don't have a specific Yadam deity, visualize the Chenrezig and meditate. Its Chenrezig form is empty. Emptiness is form of Chenrezig. Then the gradually dissolve the image of the meditation deity from the extremities inwards. So Yadam deity is dissolved to the extremity is, just dissolving Yadam deity inwards until it disappears completely. And then meditate on the resultant union of inner radiance and emptiness. So meditate Yadam deity, and then Yadam deity is dissolved into the nature, empty space. So meditate then true nature, Rigpa or nature mind. Union of internal radiance and emptiness, which is utterly free from any objectives. Referent. This is the profound essential point. So that's the very profound essential instruction. Meditate in this way. For it is said that by this means entry into a womb will be averted. So this instruction is very essential, important, and this instruction helps the person is not going into mother's womb. So that's the reason we have to meditate and this. Following this instruction. For it is said that by this means entry into a womb will be averted. So then some reasons, this never block the womb because due to karma, or maybe just disease didn't have an opportunity to liberate. Should even this introduction not cause obstruction, and should the disease continue to draw close to the act of entering a womb, so the instruction no benefit to the disease is ready to go into the mother's womb. There are also the perform oral instruction which, so then we have to give second oral instructions. Obstruct the womb entrances. So no, this is like object, is blocked. So we cannot block the subject mind transform. Then, use this instruction, block the mother's womb. These are as follows. So follow by these instructions. They are follows, all child of Buddha nature. Listen carefully. In the recitation of the rule verses of the sixth intermediate state, the following these lines are spoken, repeated this no after me. So telling the disease, use this instruction, follow the, repeating me. This instruction is root text of the sixth Bardo. So Allah know as intermediate state of rebirth arise before me. So this is the rebirth Bardo. A mass with one pointed intention concentrated my mind. So the disease, have to control their mind. When this, appearance arise, concentrated my mind, and resolutely to connect with the residual potency of my virtuous past actions. So we, intention change to like, mind try to connect with the spiritual practice. So when, this is past life, they have some, connection, could be practice Yidam deity, could be meditate Mahamudra, whatever they've done, something positive past life, then we're telling the disease, connect to your past good actions. So pretense of my virtuous past actions. So you connect to the past virtuous actions. So this instruction, when we receive in the Bardo example, so we, have like all these Bardo teachings, instruction, teaching, and we cultivating and meditate. So a must obstruct the womb entrance and call to mind the matter of reversal. Use this, the, virtuous past action and block the mother's womb. So obstruct the womb entrance and call to mind the methods of reversal. So it's using some spiritual practice, meditate and recall again. Record the spiritual practice and, block the mother's womb, obstruct the womb entrance and call to mind the methods of reversal. This is the time when perseverance and the purity of perception are imperative. So in this time, when perseverance and the purity of perception are imperative means, so we have to change our perception, transform the impure perception. Transform impure perception. I must give up all jealousy and meditate on my spiritual teacher with concert. So, Bardo being disease, conscious ready to go into the mother's womb. So Bardo being conscious, seeing the father and the mother. So then, attached to mother and hatred to the father. So this, that's why they're taking the birth, attachment and anger together. So, in this instruction, we telling to the Bardo being, so recall, like virtuous deeds, positive thoughts, and also transform, the negative perception, or transform impure perception. Must give up all jealousy and meditate on my spiritual teacher with a concert. So, father is meditated to the spiritual teacher, mother is meditated to this concert. It is extremely important to clearly repeat these verses a lot. So when we give to this instruction to the disease, we have to chant many times for the disease. Otherwise, the disease, taking to the birth, because we cannot block the womb. That's the reason we have to chant many times, sharing these instructions to the disease. So the block the womb is, is the disease. We're telling them record their own practice and meditate. Father and mother are visualized as guru and consort. So extremely important. Clearly repeat these verses slowly, a lot, to arouse your memories of past virtues, to meditate on this prayer and to experientially cultivate its meaning. So we're telling the disease, many times, we create, memorize for the disease. I think, remember, and sharing this instruction, telling the disease to meditate. Very important, create your point. So we're sharing that again and again to the disease. So the meaning of these verses is as follows. The lane, know as intermediate state of rebirth arise before me. So that's the root text of the sixth Bardo, root text. So what it means, know as the intermediate state of rebirth as arise before me, meaning is, explains that you are not roaming in the intermediate state of rebirth. So we're telling the disease, and right now you are in the intermediate state. So we're telling the disease, right now you are in this state, intermediate state. As an introduction of this, if you look into water, you will not see your reflections. So we introduction to the disease. The disease maybe could be no belief. So that's why, we sharing the disease. You are in the intermediate state of rebirth. The reason is because you look into water, you will not see your reflection. So you don't see the reflections because they don't have physical form. I think, also when we are in the dream, so in the dream, you cannot see your reflection in the water too, because your body is not with you, and only just your conscious mind, going or the dreaming. So that's why also the Milarepa's story, when Marpa Lota accepted Milarepa as a student and he going to share the teaching instructions. So Milarepa, he hard to believe. He thought that it is dreaming. So he went to outside, he looked to the water, his face is, appear to there or not. He put in his feet in the ground, it has footprint or not. So he checking that. So he recognized it is not dreaming, it is true, because he can, his face is a reflection in the water, and he can put in his footprint in the ground. So that's why Bardo Beng cannot do. If you look into water, you will not to see your reflection because no form body. Your body does not even cast a shadow. So you go to under the sun, you don't have shadows. So these are both signs that you do not have a solid body of flesh and blood. So Bardo disease don't have a solid form and this physical body. But that you are roaming with a subtle mental body in the intermediate state of rebirth. So this Bardo is intermediate state of rebirth. This is the indicator, means like proving, you are right now in the Bardo, you are disease. So that's the, instruction should give to the disease. The disease have to recognize that they are dead. They recognize that they are in the intermediate state of rebirth. So know, therefore, you must with one pointed intention concentrate your mind undistractedly. So the Bardo Beng we telling that focus, strongly focus, concentrate at this moment. This singularity of intention is by itself the most important factor. This, instruction is very important key points. Because this is ready to take birth. So, this instruction helps transform and change the perceptions. So it is like a horse being controlled by the use of a breeder. The horse, you can turn to each direction, use the breeder. Same, and, use these instructions, can transform the Bardo beings. This is perception in the mind. So whatever your intention focus upon, this will come about. So in this case, Bardo being the focus which instruction or focus to positive or negative, that is effort to very easily happen. Same is like you drive the car, so you can get intersection. So you have turning to which direction, so you have a choice. So that's why we're telling the Bardo disease, control your mind and focusing. So very important, can change the direction. So do not turn your mind to negative past actions. So if Bardo get angry, upset, so they can fall into the lower realms, taking birth to the lower realms. And they can focus the higher realm or good, some positive, they can take birth to the higher realms. Then code to mind, know your connection in the human world with the sacred teachings and instructions. So it's the disease when they're alive, living Bardo has this hearing liberation teaching, and the disease has instruction of the Mahamudra, Yadam deity's empowerment. So that practice have to recall and remind again. Teaching instruction, remember the empowerment and oral transmissions previously received. So previous lifetime received the disease have to recall and think about that. Remember your connection with this liberation by hearing in the intermediate state and so forth. So disease have to remember this or the previous love instruction. It's extremely important that you resolutely connect with the residual potency of your virtues past actions. Do not forget, do not be distracted. So disease has some instructions, teachings, practice, previous lifetime. So this time is very important, have to recall. If the disease get distracting and fear, even they has practice, they cannot recall. So the same, like right now we are in the living Bardo. We have so many teachings, instructions. So when we get upset, anger, suffering, fears, we have to record our practice. If we don't have that ability, also in the Bardo, very hard to recall again too. So that's why, the practice is followed by our daily life. All this daily life experience is taken to the Dharma practice. If we have that ability, then in the Bardo we can transform all the negativity, whatever arises, we can transform to the positivity and changed. So that's why, right now we are in the living Bardo, very important. We are in the living Bardo, daily activity, have, taken to the practice meditation. So, someone create anger for us, we have to practice patience or loving kindness, recognize, anger and control our own anger. And we get fear and recognize, fear and meditate, dissolve the fear and visualize the Yadam deity or practice Mahamudra. So that's we have to use during the lifetime. So then the present moment is the dividing laying between progression and regression. So very important transaction states. The present moment is the time when by lapsing into laziness, even for an instant, you will experience constant suffering. If in this case, it's a very crucial, I think, very important section moment. If we get the wrong direction, one step go into wrong direction, falling to the lower realms. If you stay back, go back up and go another direction, so you liberating or go to higher realms. So that's why it's very, very important, transaction time. So if you lose your control, you lose your mind, easily can go to the lower realms, extremely then suffering lifetimes. If you focus your mind, control your mind, so use this instruction teachings. It is important time to use. So then this instruction teachings liberating us. So that's why it's a very important transaction section. You will experience constantly suffering, it will go wrong. The present moment is the time when, by concentrating with a singular intention, you will achieve constantly happiness. If you control your mind, even moments can be taken to our, achieve constantly happiness place. Concentrate your mind with a single-pointed intention. Resolutely connect with the residual potency of your virtue past actions. So we connect to the past, like our practice, virtuous deeds. So that's the very important instruction sections. So now I think we can leave here today. This teaching, its time is almost gone. So if anyone have questions, we can take some questions. 333. So it's a good number. So we leave it here today. 333. First we do the dedication, and then if you have any questions, we can follow by question and answer. Dorjin Chang, Telopa, Naropa, Marpa, Malarepa, Dharma, Lorigamba, Pamutraba, and the Lordigomba, please bestow us the most auspicious ability over Kaju Lamas. But this virtue may achieve nations by defeating all enemies' confusion. May all who traverse on the waves of birth, old age, sickness, and death cross the ocean of samsara. Bodhicitta, the excellent precious mind, where it is unborn, may it arise, where it is born, may it not decline, but it will increase higher and higher. I pray the Lama may have good health. I pray the Lama may have a long life. I pray that your Dharma activity separate far and wide. I pray that I may not be separate from you. As Manjushri, the well realized automatic state, and as did the Samanthabad, I will follow in the path and fully dedicate all the merry for sentient beings. By the blessing of the Buddha who attained the Tirikayas, by the blessing of the true unchanging Dharma as such, by the blessing of the indivisible Sangha order, may the merry Asha bear fruit. By this virtue collected in 3 times, by my 7 all beings in samsara and nirvana, and by the inner rule of virtue, may and all sentient beings quickly attain unsurpassed perfect complete precious enlightenment. May the teachings of Guru Digompa Ranashiri, who is omniscient Lord of Dharma, Master of interdependence, continue and increase through study, practice, contemplation, and meditation until the end of the samsara. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Okay, stand up, please.
感恩上师。
Hey, Kempo. My
感恩
question.
上师，
感恩上师，
感恩上师，
感恩上师，感恩翻译，
感恩上师，
仁波切，
感恩上师，
感恩上师，感恩翻译，
谢啦，过去啦，
感恩上师仁波切，
安听仁波切
感恩
啦，
上师，感恩上师，
辛苦了，上师。
Okay, stand up, please.
Kempo, I wanted to ask a question.
感恩上师，感恩义师。
Yes. You mute. Stand up, you mute.
Oh, okay, can you hear me now?
感恩上师，新年快乐。
Just say your question, please.
Okay, I'm wondering about when we were talking about the Buddha body
身体健康，万事如意。
感恩义师，
辛苦了，
义师吉祥。
感恩上师，感恩翻译。
You know, we see rays of
感
light.
恩义师。
朋友们，有人要问佛法，不要说很多了。
Thank you. So in the Buddha body of reality, it
You mute. Stand up, you mute.
okay, I keep getting muted. I'm sorry. In the Buddha body of reality, our perception is that we see really bright rays of light, which is described as coming from the heart of the Dhyana Buddhas, you know, like Amitabha, Akshobhya. I am wondering if we don't actually see, if we see rays of light instead of any actual body, you know, like we're so used to imagining Buddha Amitabha in a form, but he's actually Dharmakaya. So I'm wondering if during the Bardo, when we see rays of light, we see rays of light and not a Buddha body. And also, is that true? And then also, what about the bodhisattvas that accompany each one of those Buddhas? Do we actually perceive them? Do we have a chance to perceive them as Sambhogakaya bodies?
So that's as not one answer there, because it's diversity part of beings has different the perception karma due to diversity karma create. That's why they have different perceptions, and mostly of course beings don't recognize it's like Buddha's light. So this is an introduction, you know, that we can meditate, transform the light is Buddha's form. And that's why it's called generation stage. You know, we create a creation stage, means you change, transformed. So light is different, this colors comes. So then you have ability to transform to the different, this Buddha's form body. If you practice Yidam Deity, you have connections. So then if the person has that ability, then of course the Bodhisattva also appear to with the Buddha together. So who has very high level practitioner is already achieved like Yadam deity, then this life is not really life. It's Buddha is effort to the form body for them. And regular, I think people just like arise and then practicing you Yadam deity. So like this, you can transform to the Buddha's form.
Okay, even though we're talking about the Dharmakaya, you can do that.
Transformed, and then if someone never practice Dharma and no any connections, no recognize anything there. Okay, so then next, Jim, G-I-M, Jim.
Hi, Rinpoche. Thank you so much for these teachings. We just read that in the body of your past life will grow faint, and the body of your future life will grow more vivid. Does that depend on the person? Because when I'm thinking about that, I'm thinking, well, that would mean that I would, if I were to be reborn in the human realm, I would imagine my body as being an infant. So that's one quick question. And the other one is, you talk about virtuous and non-virtuous perceptions are more powerful in the Bardos. Would you say that's also true in the dream Bardo? And this might also explain why we have nightmares, because our perceptions are more powerful.
Yeah, I think so. So, you know, the first question you just we're going to take birth future life, human being, and they forgetting this life, you know. So future human beings, like which country, nationality we're going to take birth. So that's karmic imprints become strong in the stone. And right now we have this body perception is gone, you know, change, forgetting. And other your question, I think so in the dream also, if you get, you know, extremely, you know, negative arise, like nightmare comes, you know, and something positive, virtuous connection you get, you have a like positive dream arise. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you.
So Liz, Liz.
Yes, Billy. I have two questions to ask today. It's just like this. Talking about Bardo Dojo, that we are in the middle of receiving teachings from. Now, it says that we are supposed to read the Bardo Dojo to the deceased. So, is it with the English, translation, since we don't know how to read Tibetan? Is it okay to read the English translations or whatever?
So I really don't know. I think, you know, the instruction says Bardo being didn't have this physical form, so then they don't have like boundaries, languages, and they can pick up any language. So that's the kind of like not really 100% clear, very similar instruction in the coming tomorrows. So it's the looks like they understand. It doesn't matter which language.
Okay, so is it the because recently there are lots of relatives who passed away due to COVID. So I was just thinking, because this pops into my mind, this Bardo Dojo, is it okay for us to read like in long distance because they are in the other part of the world or something like that?
Yes, I think so. As long as you have instructions, you read, there's even no benefit, never going to harm. So
Okay,
could be benefit. As long as you have a good intention, is, you know, important, the power of intention.
And then it is the same Bardo Thodol that you have been teaching us, right?
Yeah.
The second question is about the previous teachings that you gave us. I'm confused with two things. Now, in deity practice, normally in the end of deity practice, we normally have to dissolve the deity into light, and then it dissolves into me, right?
So what you said that is dissolved to, can you say again? I didn't hear that part.
So normally in deity practice say that's Tara or the deities. After we practice, we have to dissolve. I mean, these deities, they turn into lights, and then this light dissolves into me. That it's just like the deity and I are one. There is no difference, isn't it?
Yes,
And
yes.
then, yes.
Yeah.
And then for this other Thodol that I have heard is that maybe I'm wrong. Please correct me if I'm wrong. When we see the 5 Dhyani Buddhas, we see the lights, a very strong lights, and then we make prayers, and then we will have to meditate on them. We look into our inner self, and we try to dissolve ourselves, to merge ourselves into the Buddha. The emptiness. It means that these two different things, right? During the daily practice, deities dissolve into me. But then in Bardo, it means that we have to dissolve into the deities. Am I right?
So this solution has many different, instructions. So deities can dissolve into the space. Deities can dissolve to us, and so then we, if deity is dissolved to us, and then just go into, recognize our minds, deity's mind is the same, it's inseparable. So that means you going directly to the Mahamudra. Only the Mahamudra level, deity and our inseparable. Okay, that's your question, right?
Yeah, and then how about this Bardo Thodol? That's another way, isn't it, of dissolving?
Just follow these instructions, like, whatever the Thodol says, like you, and each sadhana has a different solutions. All is correct. Nothing is wrong. You 100% followed by one says, like, should everyone same? Everything is the same. So you can eat, sit down in the dining table. You can eat in the, standing in the kitchen. You can eat during the cooking time, and you can eat, go to the living room. So many possible. So all eating is a benefit to, the recover our hungry. So Yadam deity, like long sadhana, you have the stages like follow, but short, you can take moments, like, deity. So even you don't follow the stages. So you go to restaurant, like you have to avatars there, and the main dish, and then dessert, like many different, like, go with like your friend, like formally go restaurant, eat food. It's different than you eat your in kitchen yourself something, So sometimes you can eat like just food can walking together, right? And you can bring Yadam deity during the dove, you walking, eating anytime. So formally you have to sit down in the temple, follow instructions. Thank you.
No, thank you.
Andy, please.
Temple. This teaching, after heard, I feel scary. Not so easy. I just thinking like, how can in Bardo imagine a quantum even I'm still like here living, we meditate, we practice together, whatever for Yidam, our mind still can thinking, not Yidam, feel angry, emotion. Do you have any tips? It's because our karma or our hatred, greedy, or because I'm not concentrate enough. Can you share pointing me?
And so now when we heard this Bardo Thodol, Bardo beings instructions, we get fear and sad, and that's always called positive. Actually, positive sadness, positive fear. We need that. So that really helps liberating. And so if we don't fear and we don't get sad or this suffering and difficulties plus, then we not avoid, we create that karma. So when we receive this Bardo instruction and recognize Bardo beings suffering, we get fear, sad. So that is called positive sad, positive fear. We need that to antidote to negative sad, negative suffering. Yeah.
Thank you, Kempo.
Then of course, during I know in the real lifetime with the physical form, but sometimes we think we didn't get progress that much. But actually, I think many things. So centers, channels, when it's waking up many ways. So each prayer practice like benefiting, like flower need water, like 1 drop rain, 2 drop rain, just water, any water come to the flowers benefit. Same, like one mantra, 2 mantra, create love, kindness, whatever we do in practice, the Dharma is benefiting, ripening the our seeds. Thank
Wonderful.
you.
Thank you, Kempo. Wonderful.
Vivi, you have a question, right? You are mute.
Okay. Hi. Thank you, Rinpoche. We just read the present moment is the time when by lapsing into laziness, even for an instant, you will experience constant suffering. Can you talk about that laziness that we will feel in the Bardo? How is it?
Can you say again?
We just read about laziness. Can you speak about this laziness that we can experience in the Bardo? What is it?
So that's in the Bardo. So you.
还整那个过年，过年还整那个。明天表后天就赶了，过2天这两。
Okay, so that's the in the Bardo. If no focus, when you hear this instruction, don't focus. No focusing, you don't thinking about your good action. Don't for that. Then you distracting. You become your mind lazy. No focus. You lose opportunity. So okay. Someone's telling like you're lottery winner or something, like you never hear. Then people that you don't hear, you gone. So similar, I think something you good I mean the instructions, teachings, whatever happen, you never focus due to lazy, and then you lost that connections.
Okay.
You lost connections, then Bardo being even there is instructions, but they cannot liberate in there. So the main point is we need to focus and concentrate. Same, when you heard the teaching today, like I sharing, if someone really focused, concentrate, understand. and someone mind is lazy and foggy or distracting, then teaching don't hear. Okay, thanks, Karen.
Thank you.
You are mute, Karen.
Hi, Kempo. How are you? Oh my goodness. I have a question though about Purba, because this sometimes, okay, if you feel energy coming, okay, you're doing liberation meditation and you feel energy coming into the Purba because the Purba is absorbing karma. Is there a way to cleanse the implement? How do you clear if it's taking in the karma for liberation? How do you clear it?
Oh, so Purba, if you use, practice object correctly,
Yes, sir.
then I think have a power to help and liberate. But if not using correctly, then just a regular object.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is there like a cleansing, like a blessing for the implement? Is there?
I think so. When you see the Purba, you have the mind connections.
Yes.
You recognize what means Purba, sharp and strong and the power, energy. So your mind have to create that connection.
Okay.
Yes.
And that will transmute. The energy will transmute because you're the rainbow shower, right?
Purba is giving Purba the ultra level. This Purba give you, mindful.
Mm-hmm.
So then Purba means for measurable. So you have to cultivate for measurable.
Okay.
Purba means true nature. So you have to meditate true nature.
Pure lands.
Okay, so that's the Purba. Thanks.
Thank you.
Not only Purba, just object cannot liberate you. When you see the object, mindful use connection, connecting to the object.
Okay, very good.
Young Billy, I think Young Billy.
顶礼仁波切，感恩意思，能听见吗？
Yes, can you hear?
啊，现在可以了吗？好的，感恩哈，顶礼仁波切，感恩那个仁波切，感恩仁波切给我们传这么殊胜的法，就是弟子那个就是那个跟那个40个人那个亡人练过这个法本，然后读一遍的话就是要5个半小时哈，5个半小时。弟子就想那个有几个问题，就是说弟子就想请那个仁波切开始。第一个哈，弟子就有一个疑问，比如说我要为40-50个亡人，我要为他念这部法，我把第一个人的名字叫了以后呢，然后我就一直要念那个一大串名字嘛，就一直就没办法跟他说法嘛。那么他一直听不到法，他会不会就生气啊？他就一直听我在念一串名字，他会不会生气，或者就走开了？
我不太明白，你说慢一点可以吗？我不太明白，不太明白你说什么。
我就是说为40-50个亡人念这一部法。
10个亡者 ，OK， 念这个
40-50个，50个人嘛，比如说50个亡者
，50个50。
50。那么就说我那个叫了第一个人的名字哈，我不是一直要念这么多人的名字吗？那么我没有跟他讲法，那第一个人他会不会生气，或者他就走开了？然后我后面把那串名字50个名字念完了以后，他那个会不会前面的人就走开了？他根本就听不到我跟他讲法。
OK。
这个是一个问题。还有其他问题。
OK， 有几个问题。好吧。
那就先说这一个问题好不好？我一会儿再请问第二个问题。
OK， 好。 She said that she recited this Bardo Sutra to at least 50 people, 50 diseased people. Okay, so when he called the first people's name, then he had to call second people until 50 people name their names. So when they call until after first until the last one, there's a long time to recite their name. So will the first disease one go away when he recite all these names, and then the disease one will not concentrate and focus on the introduction that he's going to recite? Would that happen, Kimbala?
I think then called child of Buddha nature means like calling everyone together. So that's better. You don't have to call them specifically.
就是所有的佛子，善男子、善女人啊，具足佛性的佛子，把全部人都集中在一起，不用个别念他们个别的名字就好了。
哦，就是弟子就说那个，那比如说我要为50个王者念，我可能
不用一个一个念他的名字，人们就说。
哦，那一次都不念吗？一次50个人？
不用，
只是说往那个只是这样子称呼啊。
对。
哦。
对，称呼善男子、善女人就可以了，他们都知道的，是的。
哦，好的，就是我们在发心的时候，还是要想到为那些王者念哈。
是当然，对。
感恩仁波切，感恩意思。然后弟子想那个组织师兄们一到来轮流为王者们念，就说每一天念1遍，然后请上师加持我们，请上师加持弟子能够这个想法能够成功。然后弟子有第二个问题就是。就说前面我们在法本前面提到过哈，可以在病者面前跟他读诵嘛，那么就说他们从来没有得过这个法的传承，也可以跟病者那个念诵嘛。如果这样子可以的话，那么就是说像那个弟子的那个师兄弟们，他们是得到那个最高的那种大圆满灌顶这些的，但是呢，他没有得到过这个传承的师兄，那弟子可不可以把这个法本就是分享给他们，然后让他们也能够自己读诵，感恩而且感恩意思。
Two questions here, Ramji. Kembala. This first question is that those who never received this transmission, the long of Bardo Sutra before, can we recite for them when they are dying?
Yes.
可以的啊，第一个问题是可以。And the second one, those who have received the instruction of how to practice Dzogchen or Mahamudra, so can we introduce this Bardo Sutra text to them so that they can recite themselves?
Yes.
可以的。第一个问题仁波切说可以，好，解答你的问题了哈。
感恩仁波切，感恩意思，
谢谢，好，谢谢，好，拜拜。
Thank you. Okay.
So, we have 4 questions left, and we have had a request to please keep those questions short and precise, particularly for our interpreter, and our time is going by quickly, and it's very late for our Chinese community too. So thank you, everyone.
Okay, Jelena.
My question is, when we in the Bardo or in the normal reality, our mind is producing the phenomena, kind of. So how is it possible that we in the Bardo with the mind from the human realm suddenly end up in, for example, animal realm? Because all our thinking is on the human attitude and human habits.
So that's the, in the Bardo, so we've gone, it's like human perception is gone, changed to the animal perception.
How does that change go? Because our thinking is on the human way of living. How does this change happen?
That's, it's in instruction, say 49 days, like 43 days, like human beings perception. And then last 23, 4, 5 days, like more feature connection, perception is strong. So that's why it's going to forget. So when we are in the mother's womb, when we get a birth, we forget everything. And even with childhood, like we don't remember anything. So it's due to this, perceptions transforming, and also called take in the bodies, I mean the conscious into the mother's womb, is that obstacles or everything's gone.
Okay. Good to know.
Thanks, Sarimina.
Namaskar, Rinpoche. This Bardo, this Bardo teachings I've heard for like 3 times maybe. I believe that we've been through Bardo for many times but forget. And seems that now we are also in Bardo. My question is, rather than focus on the remember and try to remember the Bardo, everything, is it better if we always trying to recognize our nature of mind instead of remembering Bardo?
Then just all Bardo is
So we
that's for the part tree is a root. So solution, root solution.
So I'm thinking of the better
Yeah.
we focus and put hard more practice in recognizing our nature, so we'll be safe anytime.
Yes, I
any
think.
moment.
Yes.
Yes. Please help me so I can do that. Please bless me. Bless us.
Okay, next question, turn it one more, please.
Thank you. I have a couple of questions. It seems that part of the instructions are for the reader, and part of the instructions are for the deceased. So if we're reading it for someone else, are we actually supposed to read through the entirety of it, or just the parts that are actually for the deceased?
I think it's good to read the whole entire text, not only part. If someone knows the Bardo being's mind, then you can read like what they really exactly need instruction at that moment. But most readers don't recognize Bardo being's conscious mind experience, so that's why read the whole thing is better.
Okay. One other simple question is, when you're in the Bardo, part of it, the scary part is like they say that you're going to hear peals of thunder and really loud noises. And I'm assuming that the Bardo being, it's not only sound, they're sensing it through their entire system. It's probably no noise or that we have experienced when we have a body. And when that's going on, how will they hear instructions? How can they get out of that so they can even hear our voice?
Oh, so yes, I hope you know this instruction helps this Bardo being, can focusing to the I think instruction. So that's why we say no lazy, no fear, connection to the instruction.
If they sense us here speaking, will it take away their fear so that they can focus?
Yeah, I think so. Like long as they can focus the instruction, then all the fear is dissolved.
And if they have absolutely no Dharma experience or exposure, a lot of the instructions are, Tibetans all are familiar with Chenrezig, but other cultures aren't. If we hold up a picture, will they see a picture because they hear us and they have the connection with us?
Could be, yes. Nothing wrong. Good thoughts.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just a way of, trying to guide them to have compassion or open heart so that they have a better chance.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Sola.
Thank you, Kempula. I have two questions. One is if we have cats or dogs, can cat if a cop and cat in the same room, is it okay if the cat is wise enough to not provoke anger for the dying person, but if she or he is, I mean, cat or dog is wise enough to not disturbing the dying process, then is it okay to be in the same room with the dying person, or we should separate?
Separate.
Okay.
No dog and the cats in the room, someone die.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you so much. And
You're
the second question is, what is signs or actions the person is near the death? Would you kindly enough to give us some examples? If a person, for example, if the cat is on the abdomen, belly to the person, is it that person is near the death, or if someone like really becomes really salt food, is it the sign of the death comes quick soon? I mean, would you kindly enough to give some examples? The person is near the death. Is there any signs or actions which the person is near the death?
I see. Yeah, it's the person ready to death, very close to die. They talk about many sons.
Ah,
Yeah, so that's just like person's perception, and also someone can see the face is like different usually. Many things are happening, but I don't remember exactly everything. So they have a lot of sons anyway, death sons.
Yes.
Okay.
So,
Yes.
and actions, is there any actions?
They cannot really say because it's so many diversity people. Some has like really good sons happening, some no happening anything. So we don't know. That's a no. Actually, also that's it's no. We don't have to focus like who has son or no son.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Sola.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so
Take
much.
care. Bye, everyone. Tashi Delek. See you tomorrow.
Thank
you.
you.